In this full length of the Mississippi River, we only have one waterfalls on the river. We do not have an alternative to that waterfall, but we do have alternative ways to generate electricity.
St. Anthony Falls is a deeply significant part of Twin Cities history, and residents feel strongly about the preservation of the site. In 2005, Crown Hydro, a local energy company, introduced a proposal to the Park Board which would allow them to build a hydroelectric power plant using energy from the falls. There has been much controversy around this project, so we delved into its history to see if any of the objections held water.
Glenn Olson was one of the founders of Crown Hydro.
Back in 1975, I was a young construction project manager, wannabe real estate developer, and another guy and I took an option to buy the Anderson Warehouse building, which it turned out when we started doing historical research was the Crown Roller Mill building dating back to 1875. It used the latest roller mill technology and it was powered by water, the flow of water over the falls at St. Anthony. It had 2 turbine pits in the basement of the building, and both of those turbine pits had the turbines still in them. It operated on hydromechanical power, not hydroelectric.
Glenn and his partner made a plan to restore the hydro capabilities of the building. Unfortunately, in 1983, the Crown Roller Mill was torched by vandals, leaving only the framework standing. The city then claimed the property by eminent domain, effectively ending the project for the near future. However, Glenn didn't give up completely on the idea.
Many years later, the building had been redeveloped, but nothing had been done with the hydro potential. We thought, well, let's take a look at the hydro again. That might be fun. And we started looking at the potential for hydro, and sure enough, the potential was still there.
The turbine pits were still operable. The project moved ahead and was licensed to take 1,000 cubic feet per second of water from the Mississippi. This would produce about 22 million kilowatt hours of electricity per year, or enough to supply electricity to 2,000 homes. While the designs were being finalized, the Park Board expressed interest in having the project on a plot of land that they own nearby. In the spring of 2004, the Park Board was set to vote on the proposal.
We were expecting to get approval with contracts and everything ready to go, and a bunch of the new rich owners of the condos in the old mill buildings in the neighborhood came in and expressed concerns and reservations over the project, mischaracterizing it as industrial and raising concerns over vibration and a lot of other things. And one park commissioner changed his vote at that meeting, and the contract was not signed.
There have been many arguments raised against this project. Opponents believe that the plant will make too much noise or vibration, detract from the historic nature of the area, or make the falls themselves less impressive by diverting a percentage of their flow. It has also been argued that the plan will cause the Stone Arch Bridge to erode, or that it is an inefficient use of resources set aside for alternative energy projects.
This summer, Crown Hydro and the Park Board drafted a letter of intent which laid out a contract between the two parties. However, the Park Board significantly changed the terms of the contract 2 days before they were scheduled to vote on it without consulting with Crown Hydro. These alterations removed all mention of binding agreements, among other substantial changes. Tim Keene, a lawyer with Crown Hydro, spoke with regards to these changes at the meeting 2 days later.
The terms imposed upon us Monday night in a take-it-or-leave-it proposition are not commercially reasonable. Faced with that reality, we're not going to ask you to support or act upon this letter of intent.
Despite significant setbacks, Crown Hydro is continuing to work to utilize the energy potential of St. Anthony Falls. Their story reveals an unfortunate trend in renewable power. Most citizens claim to support alternative energies, but are unwilling to accept projects based in their own backyard. If we continue to support solutions to our global crisis only as long as they don't affect our lives, we will never overcome the challenges that face us. It is imperative that this mindset shifts so that it is a mark of pride, not of shame, to have a project like Crown Hydro's in your city.